right away. I mean, we've got all y'all's questions. Everybody, you know, the questions you wrote. But before we get to that, I just want to stir it up here real quick and create a little tension right now. If this was a real life, okay, if these were the real life Hunger Games, and I had to put you all in a room together, who's coming out victorious, and who's going to be the first to die? Let's find out.
My money will be on Jenna too.
No, that is as y'all, as human beings, actors, not characters.
Well, I'm definitely a lover, not a fighter. So I'd probably hide in a corner until those guys had killed each other, and then I'd come out victorious.
They would all just get sweet talk by your accent.
By the way, I'm English, just so we all.
So we have some fan questions here, Ryan, and if you want to go ahead and get the first one, we'd be...
All right, you know, what was the funniest thing that happened behind the scenes while filming the movie? I know yesterday we actually talked to Alan and Stephanie about, you know, on-set teasing and taunting. Does any one memory strike you as particularly funny?
Awkward moment. We were shooting in a hotel using an elevator, and we may have been shooting the elevator scene. And I was at a very particular state of undress, and it was a real hotel. There was actually people on the floors, and just randomly, I think someone hit the lucky button, and there I was trying to exit, and there was a man there just holding coffees, and I was.
Like a whole family. Okay, kids, watch your eyes.
He seemed sort of unfazed, which was kind of not that fun.
So
Now, what was your favorite scene, and we'd like to get an answer from each of you, your favorite scene to shoot or maybe watch from the Catching Fire movie? We'll begin with you.
I don't know, one of my favorite, anything physical for me is a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun shooting all the cornucopia stuff. That's okay. What are you talking? No, you don't want to see it. It was bloody, it was messy. I took a spill on the rocks and almost didn't make it.
Can you show us some of the moves that you did there?
I'm dropping the mic. Let's go, bro. No, really, no.
The dagger stuff?
Yeah,
or the trip and fall, because it's easier.
One of the trips and falls. Come on, let's give it.
But seriously, how much training was involved? I mean, you know, the physical aspect. I mean, how many weeks or months of preparation go into this? You know, when you find out that you've landed the role in Hunger Games Catching Fire, what happens next?
I think we all trained roughly for about 4 months beforehand, and I think each one of us, for the most part, had a personal trainer. Then after that, we went into the stunt coordinator and started coordinating our weapons and fighting with one another.
I weighed 465 pounds before this film. I had a lot of weight to lose. This time I'm going to keep it off.
BT is the cerebral guy, you know, so I let these guys do the fighting thing. My preparation was preparation that most of you, I think, have undergone as well, and that was reading the books. So you read the books? Yes.
Jeffrey, you know, when you first were approached with the possibility of this role, had you read the books, or were you a latecomer to the series?
No, I was a latecomer to the series. I hadn't read them, but when I read them, I mean, I was just, you know, I was blown away by this world that Suzanne Collins had created, as many of you are. And what I'm most excited about, though, is that there's no other movie that I've been a part of that in which fans are so connected to these things. And I've never been more excited for fans to see a movie than I am of this movie. You guys are going to be blown away by this movie. I'm so excited for you. So when you see it, just call me and let me know if I was right, okay?
So I wanted to ask a question for each of you here, and that is if you can name one fictional character from any movie outside of the series that you would like to ally with in the games. Bring one person. I myself would bring Captain America into the arena with me. So we just go down the line. One character.
I bring the Grinch.
And why?
The Grinch. He's pure evil. That's what you want on your side in this arena.
Yeah. I'd bring Superwoman, because chicks rock.
I'd play any character, I'd bring any character played by Don Knotts. I'd bring Barney Fife, we get it done.
Make them laugh to death. There you go.
Yeah, you could have brought James Bond with you.
Yeah, bring James Bond would tag along as well for good measure.
Yeah, because a lot of y'all probably recognize Jeffrey from James Bond, right?
Absolutely, I would bring the Jet Puff Marshmallow Man from Ghostbusters. Then we could, like, hang out and eat them
And snack
and
and
just like guard me.
We all sweet, s'mores
Be
for
so
everybody.
sweet to sleep on. That would be awesome.
I'm thinking a man of magic, so I'm going to go with Harry Potter. You can do anything with that bloody wand. So actually, the two of us would be pretty good friends.
Make it disappear real quick.
You see how the Brits... Notice how the Brits stick together. You see that? Always.
Hey, can we even have an American superhero? Let's see, Spider-Man, English,
Captain America.
Superman. No, I'm talking about the actors that actually play
The
them.
Hulk? Iron Man?
Yeah. All right. All right, shut me down there. All right, so let's start this with you next. What was your favorite scene to shoot in the movie?
Whoa. That would be the obvious choice. I'd personally say probably the CPR scene. Only because I think me and Josh had a connection. There was a lot of practicing behind the scenes. It was a good day. It was a good day.
Let's get it on.
Let's just go down the line with that question. Your favorite scene to shoot?
I liked doing the Capitol interviews. I liked going toe to toe with Stanley. It was really fun.
My favorite scene to shoot, I think, was the first scene that I shot, was when Katniss meets Nuts and Bolts. I got an opportunity to play not only for the first time with Jennifer, but also with the really wonderful Amanda Plummer, who plays Wirus. So, yes.
I really liked the training center. That's where we got to show off all of our moves that intimidated everyone.
I don't want to ruin the movie for you guys, but
Go ahead.
Now they all read the books.
No. Who hasn't read the books?
Yeah.
This guy. I'm illiterate. It doesn't count. I think the Gloss death scene. Oh,
You don't?
spoiler alert! Close your ears if you don't want to.
But they all read the books. It's okay,
Okay,
man.
all right.
It's okay.
There are two people.
And if they have a problem, you've got muscles.
It was all right. You're gonna fight.
I'm just saying.
Okay, we'll fight. Yeah, I think the Gloss death scene was a lot of fun, and killing a little old lady is really fun too. Let's hear it for.
Oh my goodness.
Wow, you didn't even
Okay,
get cheers.
So we asked you already about one fictional character you'd like to ally with. What about a real life person you can bring into the arena? A real life. I would bring The Rock. I would bring The Rock. Or anybody who's carrying the nuclear football with them at that time. So it could be the president, might be the joint chief of staff dude. Real life person.
Me!
Yes, please, yeah.
I think Arnold Schwarzenegger is probably the fastest. I'd say you can't go wrong with a dude his size.
I'd take the kindergarten cop with me. What about you?
I choose Henry Cavill just because he's good to look at. He's kind of dreamy.
A little bit.
I'm gonna stay in character somewhat. I'm going to find a technology guy to bring with me. I'm going to bring Elon Musk with me. You guys know who Elon Musk is? Thank you. Okay, the guy who's behind the private space program that's going to colonize Mars and all of that stuff. I bring him. We figure something out. We figure a way out to escape.
I will ally with Bill Gates, and then we'll beat you.
Oh, well, I'm not sure about that.
I would ally with my older brother because I know that he would protect me into the end.
I told you she was much nicer in person.
I was definitely going to go for an R as well, but I'm potentially going to change. I was going to say my wife. I had to go with her, so.
I wanted to ask everybody on the cast, what was it like the first day you see these incredible sets? You arrive on set, because most of this was filmed in Atlanta, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so Atlanta, and it was also parts that were filmed in Hawaii. So what's your experience there? You're walking, first day of shooting on Hunger Games Catching Fire, you walk into these sets and you're like, wow, were you just amazed?
Well, what's incredible, the first scene I think we all shot together was the training center, which was basically a car park that they transformed.
That's a parking lot.
A multi-story car
It's
park.
a giant, massive mall parking garage for like a convention
just,
center. So the first day on set, we're like,
Parking
they
lot.
made it look incredible.
They made it look absolutely insanely incredible, and I'm kind of excited for you to try and work out where you'd park if you were in the training center.
I felt the exact same way, Sam, because not only is it a car park, is it a parking garage, but it was an underground parking garage next to the Georgia Dome, where the Falcons play in Atlanta. But the way the design team fashioned this thing is that they use these ordinary, you would think, concrete structures, underground structures, and just transform them with tweaks here and there into these futuristic spaces. That was absolutely genius, I thought. I felt the same way as you said.
Now, did you use the Georgia Dome as the arena, or was that just
No,
that's
as parts of it, or?
the parking garage is underneath the Georgia Dome. It was really brilliant.
It was also a location we had trains ride by, so about every 3 to 5 minutes, Finnick and Sam and Jennifer would be filming like a really intense flirty scene, and a train would start going by, so we'd have to holler cut and do it again.
That was her heart pounding, I think, Stephanie. That was the rumbling of excitement.
Marta.
Alan?
I share the same sentiment. I think walking on that set the first day was, having read the book, and you paint this picture in your mind of what, I don't know. Francis Lawrence, the director, captured the essence of the book so well that it went beyond, I think, what was in the imagination, and using the space so creatively was just kind of cool. So I think,
and then whoever designed Hawaii was like totally on point.
So much detail work there.
They've been planning this film
Walk
for
for
a long
miles.
time. They planted seeds in these what are now known as jungles. But they've been planning it for like a good 100-something years. So it's pretty impressive.
Well, something we learned yesterday when we had Stephanie and Alan on the show, you said that this is a much grander scale. The first movie, the fans, I think for the most part, everybody enjoyed the first Hunger Games, correct? Some of the hardcore fans were thinking, well, it was maybe just a little too squeaky clean, but you told us yesterday that maybe a little bit darker in tone, this movie?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, I no disrespect to anybody, but I just feel like I too share that sentiment that I think the essence of the first book is there's just a little more tension there than I found in the film, and I was wondering how it would play out in the second film, and I feel like it's so much truer to the book. That, goes to that darker place, and it makes it that much more intense. So I think this is just going to unfold on an even more epic
The first
scale.
film is so good. The first film is so good. It establishes a point where it gets you by your heart, and then at the point you're like feeling like everything is going to be okay. And then that's when Catching Fire comes in, and then everything is turned completely on its head. And what you know is up is now down, and what is a hero is a villain. It's incredible. I feel like without what the first film did, we couldn't have made the film that we made.
Yeah.
I think each film is different for their own reasons. I think in the first film you had a lot of fear for people going into the arena for the first time that haven't been there. But in the second film you have people who are very seasoned and they've already done this and they've already won once. So in the second film you don't have as much fear, you have more anticipation and people that are ready to go in and fight.
But I do think as well that, you know, the first film establishes the world and then the second film sets it on fire, you know, and just blows it up in a way that's going to be tremendously exciting. I'm going to tell you this though, when you watch this film, when you guys see this movie, it is going to rock your world. And not only that for, you know, the younger in the audience, but for parents. Your parents, it's going to rock your world as well. And I encourage, parents are going to have such a satisfying time taking in this material with their kids. And, you know, it's not a movie that, you know, you can discard like, you know, your empty popcorn box, you know, at the end of the movie. It's going to trigger some really interesting, really healthy conversations that are going to last for some time. You know, I can't express enough how blown away I was.
So has not everybody seen a finished cut of the film, have they? Has
Not
everybody seen?
everybody, I don't think, but a fair few have.
But they will soon. We'll
all see it soon, right?
So, as fans of the series, who would you, and we'll go down the line here beginning with you, what character in the series do you feel yourself most attached to, besides your own that you play?
It's easy answer for me. When I read the books before it was ever a film, I was a fan of the series. Long before I was ever a part of it, and I always really liked the Gale character. You know, an outdoorsy guy. He's resourceful. He's close to the earth. I always really enjoyed that role.
I'm kind of split. In one sense, I would say Beatty because I'm very much so a thinker. I'm constantly thinking and analyzing things, probably to a fault sometimes. But then I also would say Katniss because I have a little sister, and I would defend her more than anything.
And you defend Beatty as well.
I would defend Beatty.
Oh, excellent. I've said this before, but I would have to say, I'm not sure, it's an obscure character. I'm not sure if you guys remember this character. It's a character called Pina. And the reason being is that because I think Pina's arc throughout the trilogy is a really moving, very powerful, and very relevant arc. Because, like others in the story as well, he's a warrior who's facing the consequences of that, and I think that's a really important story for us to remember, because we are a society, a country at war right now, and I think his journey is really very, very interesting, but it circles back to very basic ideas, and those are ideas about family, and ideas about love, and ideas about wholeness. So, Peter is my guy, if not BT. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Katniss obviously, but really, when I read, I mean, for me, I feel like within Catching Fire, at least just to say that book, was Max. I mean, she's just so, yeah, love her.
I've been left with nothing.
He likes President Snow, everybody.
I was going to say President Snow. Yeah, I am evil and I like the smell of roses. Now, I would say Peter, probably.
So, going back to presidents, here's another question that I kind of thought of, and that is, which U.S. president from the past would you want to lead you in a rebellion against the Capitol, if you could do it?
That's, you know, I'm sorry, you got to go with the original, man. You got to go with George Washington. Because really, that's what the story was.
The Fabian strategy, it's all about, you know...
Well, no, that's what he did. And that's,
right.
You know, if you think about it, you had this, you know, this dominant minority the Brits.
Sir, we all get along now. Forget about the War of 1812 too. We all get along.
And they had to be handled, you know, and George stepped up and got that done. So, you know, if he can do it once, he can do it again.
Okay, what about you? Me? Or well, either one of you. What U.S. president?
What U.S. president?
The Queen. I mean, from the very little American history that I have, I'd probably go with Abe Lincoln or George Washington. Because I recently watched Abe Lincoln Vampire Slayer.
Which was the ending was nothing like the book. I was so disappointed. I'm glad I read the book first, because I would have, if I watched the movie first,